Welcome back everyone, this is MandoAllday, back to the video, and in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Batman. This is going to be the Gold Label Target exclusive, the Jokerized version of Batman from the Dark Knight Returns run. As always, I'll be talking about the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to know how to support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. This side. There you go. The back, which I really like this art piece. I think it looks pretty darn cool. The other side. Top. And bottom. Now, just like the other Jokerized versions, they do have extra paint on the box. They're pretty much similar. There's paint right here, the ha-has on the bottom, the scratched out name right here, and of course the back is going to be that one image, and it has that eyes crossed out. So very similar in terms of the type of style McFarlane wants to do with these boxes for the Gold Label ones, Jokerized version, but I figured I'll just show you and talk about it. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. As always, you do come with a card. This is the front of the card looks like. The back of the card. And just showing you for comparisons. So the right one is going to be from the original Batman Returns card figure. And again, the right one is going to be the regular one, is the Target exclusive one, the Gold Label Jokerized version. And as you can see, there is small subtle details in terms of the paint here in the bottom left, right here, the logo, and of course the eyes. And the great thing about this particular version is it does come with a comic art as opposed to the figure art, which I really like. It does come with a card stand. So this is the front of the card stand. All right, pretty simple, straightforward. You got some X's on there. And the back of it. And all you do is just slide in the card. Just like so. Oh yeah, right there. I have it here in the back. It does come with accessories that are actually painted with this left trigger hand or open hand. It does come with a right fist painted purple. It does come with this Batman rope. You can see on here it just has a Batman logo on there. Pretty clean looking, not much to it. And it does come with these extra cards, similar to the one for this one particular here, the Gold Label one, the Dark Detective. It comes with 4 different cards. I'll show you each one. Here is a, looks like it's going to be diamonds, but they're shaped like hearts. It's just pretty clever. And again, just like the box, I have to give credit. They're pretty creative with this. McFarlane is pretty creative with these cards. Here's the back of it. And that they actually just added some paint, made the diamond look like, well, hearts. Small little detail like that I appreciate. Here is the four diamonds. I think this is Thick Night. Is that what it says? Thick Night or Gotham? Yeah, it looks like it says Thick Night, or I don't know. It says something with night. Let me know what it says. And the back of it is the, this is going to be, not the spade, it's going to be the, I forget what it's called. But anyway, so kapow, and then on the other side it just says Batman on it. Pretty cool. And it's going to be the J right there. And the other side. And the back, there's nothing to it. And it does come with a cool, unique stand, which has a Batman logo, similar to the Batman logo on his chest, which I like. Now let's talk about this figure. Start off with the articulation. Left, right, it's passable. Up, down. Up, down is not the greatest, but left to right, it's workable, like always. Shoulder articulation. This figure does not come with the bicep articulation. It's unfortunate, but it does have elbows. Wrist, it does articulate the wrist. It's just mine is being a little stiff right now, but it does articulate on the wrist itself. Come on, this is about to come out. And we'll do torso articulation. Torso articulation is limited, pretty darn limited, yeah. You can see not a whole lot, but there is some swivel, just mine's a little stiff right now. So overall, the upper body articulation, head is okay, arm is fine, there is no bicep, elbows, again, it's fine, wrist, there's some, torso is very, very limited. Leg articulation, you can see it's fine. It does have thigh articulation, which is not very common with McFarlane figures, which I actually prefer because it looks better without it. Knees, ankles, and toes. All right, there you go. So overall, the leg articulation is good as always with McFarlane. Now let's talk about this figure, because man, what a weird looking concept. Just like I said with the other video to the other figures present on here, very, very weird concept, but it looks damn so fucking cool, man. One, look at the painted eyes, green eyes. I'm a sucker for white eyes, but having painted green eyes just looks mean and menacing, and it just looks top-notch and just intimidating. Then you got the painted mouth right there, red, the lips I should say. Then you got the teeth that's grinning, the lips on there, the face paint, and of course, the cowl being purple, which it looks really, really nice. Again, very menacing, but it looks fucking sweet, man. The base figure itself, top notch. Top notch. And then having it this kind of paint, again, top notch. Top notch. And I completely like this head mask. Fantastic. And again, the paint. Then you have here the upper body in terms of the shoulders. In terms of the body itself, it's pretty simple in terms of a Batman costume. It's just very bulky arm, like shoulders, biceps, triceps. Look at that wrist on there. Then you have the gauntlets. The gauntlets is fine. You got some sculpture design a little bit there. Just purple on there, on the wrist, nothing on the gauntlets. Then you got that purple Batman logo, which is really, really thick and big, similar to the rest of the body. And the other side, again, very simple, clean looking design Batman logo. Then you got the painted right here, haha, which I like. Very subtle, but I like that. Little details like this, which I'll talk about in a bit, why I really like this figure. Little details like that make the figure stand out. And I gotta say, yes, it's just a repaint. I know, some of you are gonna be pissed off and be like, Mondo, it's just a fucking repaint. But it looks fucking sweet. Just look at this. Tell me this does not look badass. The base figure itself, top notch. But when you have something like this, it's one of those things where you see it in person, I guarantee you're going to be like, you know what? I actually want to get this. Because when I first saw the images of it, I'm like, it looks cheesy and campy. It's, I don't know. But man, as soon as I got it, shipped from Target, and looking at it now, just top notch, man. The upper body looks fantastic. It has a kind of leather look on the Batman logo. Obviously, it's not really leather, but it has that look to it. So overall, the upper body looks really good. Very subtle paints here, fantastic. And of course, the face, top notch. But something I like about this one compared to the other Jokerized ones is going to be the cape. Because the cape, see that right there? It has paint on it. And I actually like that. Because I believe this one back there doesn't have that. I know this one doesn't. Well, I'll compare it in a bit. Just has a regular painted cape, but this one has a painted cape with some green on the bottom, and I actually like that. It gives it more unique looks. If you have it facing back, you can see that paint on there. It grabs your attention. When you have it in front of you, again, green right there, it just grabs your attention. So McFarlane, if you're watching it, which I highly doubt it, but if you are, thank you. Little details like this makes the figure stand out more. The belt, very defined belt, just bright green, and just, it looks good. You could just see really how thick the utility belt is, if that makes any sense. Just, you can see the definition of each one, and again, just massive, massive on there. Take a look at that lower torso. In terms of the actual base itself, sculpture design, it's a very clean looking Batman sculpture. Just very thick thighs, hamstrings, glutes on here. Yeah, he does squats, so there you go. Hamstrings on there, big calf muscle. Look at that. Let's see if my camera can pick it up. Come on. But you can see the calf muscle on there. Huge legs. but very subtle paint job on it. And again, I have to give credit to where credit's due. McFarlane added this little details like here, like the ha-has on here, on the actual boot itself. Very subtle, but I'm telling you, when you see it all in one, it just grabs your attention. You're just like, wow, damn. Like, McFarlane did a really good job with it. Because he could have just easily done a repaint, something like this, and that's it. But he actually added extra to it. Or much more like this, which, yeah, I'll talk about that one in a bit as well. But no, he actually added more ha-has here. Again, very subtle, but it makes the figure pop. And when it comes together and one like this, come on. You have to give credit with McFarlane. He did a really good job for this particular version of a Jokerized Batman. And man, I am loving this figure. It just looks amazing with the color combination, the good base figure. Just top notch, man, and I am loving this figure. This figure looks fantastic, and I am loving every minute of it, and I'm so glad I got one. So, of course, the main question is it worth it? Should you go out and get this figure? Of course you should get this figure. Can you tell from my tone that I'm excited for this figure? It looks fantastic. As mentioned, you see it online with images, it's okay, it looks kind of cheesy. But when you see it in person, I'm telling you, it's going to grab your attention and you're going to be like, okay, give me one. And so, heck yeah, this is definitely a must-buy in my opinion. Then you add in the extra accessories, which is the card. The card itself is a comic one. Granted, it's a Jokerized version. It does come with a card holder. It comes with a cool puck stand. It comes with accessories that are also painted and additional cards for $25 and a cool unique paint. Honestly, for $25, I think is a fantastic deal. So yes, I would definitely recommend it. And of course, for the price that you're paying for it, it is a good deal. Definitely get one before they're gone. I might get another one just to keep it in box. But once again, Batman from the Dark Knight Returns, aka Batman the Jokerized version, gets a thumbs up for me. Fantastic figure, man. It looks really, really good. As mentioned throughout the video, the subtle paint jobs on the thigh, the boot, the cape, just fantastic. And it looks perfect. When you look at it as a whole, it just grabs your attention. Like little details like this, once you see it, you're going to be like, wow, this just looks fantastic altogether. So yes, I would definitely recommend getting this figure. Get one before they're gone. I'm telling you, you see this in person, you're going to get one. So get one before they're gone. Here we have the Target exclusive gold label one, and of course the regular one to the right. As mentioned, it's just a repaint, and I don't care. Even if it's just a repaint, I still like this figure. And like I said in the video, fantastic base looking Batman figure. Similar to the Dark Knight Returns. Good detail, good sculpture design. Just looks like a massive Batman. Very Arnold buffed out. And having a Jokerized version with good quality paint and subtle details. Come on. Like I said, this is a must buy and it looks fantastic. And yes, definitely get one before they're gone. Here we have the Jokerized Joker from the Dark Knight Rises wave. Target exclusive. And we have the Dark Knight Returns Jokerized Batman. And like I said in the video, I don't understand why they did this. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool looking figure. I like the color palette. It's a good figure. Don't get me wrong. But it doesn't make sense. And when you have a Jokerized one like this compared to this, it just doesn't make sense and it doesn't work well. Like if you would have this one side by side, and if I would tell you, oh yeah, this is my Jokerized display of Batman, you're gonna be like, okay, what's this one here? Why? I don't get it. Perfect example, right? Just look at it. This makes more sense. This doesn't. I'm not hating on it. I'm just wondering, like, why this one is Jokerized. Hey, look, I don't work for McFarlane. I'm just giving my honest opinion. It doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't blend in the whole Jokerized thing. But nonetheless, here we have the Jokerized Batman next to Jokerized Joker. Here we have the Jokerized Batman from the Dark Knight Rises, Target exclusive, and another Batman Jokerized as well from the Dark Knight Returns. They both look good, but like I said in the video, the cape. I know some of you might say, Mondo, what's the big deal? Like I said in this video for this one right here, if you look at the cape, which is not a good I mean, not a bad looking cape. The cape looks fine, but it's just a painted purple. But when you have something like this, you appreciate this more. Because yeah, you're paying extra money for a repaint, but little paint jobs like this, it's appreciated. And perfect example right here, this is just a painted cape. It's a painted cape, but they actually added extra paint to it on the bottom. Very subtle, I know, small little details, I know, but I appreciate it and I like that. Another thing too is going to be the paint job, and I think this is probably the best one out of all of them, because a little paint job like here, the ha-has there, and the boot as well too, makes the figure pop more and really defines what a Jokerized Batman will look like. This is cool. The base figure looks fantastic. The green on here looks good, but I wish there was a bit more to it in terms of being a Jokerized Batman. That makes sense? But nonetheless, so here we have Batman from the Dark Knight Returns next to Dark Knight Rises. Here we have the Dark Detective or Detective Batman. I forget what it's called. This one right here, the gold label one, next to the Dark Knight Returns Batman. This is the one that started, and so far, my honest opinion, this is going to be the king so far in terms of a Jokerized Batman. Just the subtle details, the paint job here, the thighs, the boot, as mentioned, just blows this one out the doors. Don't get me wrong, I like this. It was a good start for the whole Jokerized Batman theme or cliche or gimmick that McFarlane is doing, and I like it. But when you look at this one compared to this one, I'm telling you, this looks so much better. Way better paint, more detail, just looks fantastic, this one compared to this one. But man, like I said before with this one, I'm going to say it again with this one again. The cape. This one doesn't have a cape, just jacket. But if they had a painted jacket in the back, maybe ha-has, it would have made the figure pop more. Little green on here, subtle, like I said, but it makes the figure pop more. And to me, just the small little subtle details in terms of the paint just look fantastic. I have to give credit though. I like this whole Batman logo on there, painted green. I think it looks good. But nonetheless, so here we have Dark Knight Rises Batman next to the Detective one. Here we have a more comic accurate Batman next to a Jokerized Batman version. And just having these two side by side, this one doesn't look bad. Don't get me wrong. I like this figure. I like this figure a lot. But when you have this one next to this one looks lighter. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, or maybe because I haven't seen this figure in a couple of days, so I kind of lost like my memory of it. But having these two side by side, having this one just bright green and purple on it, this one looks just light. I don't know why. Something about it just looks really light in tone. Maybe it's just I'm getting colorblind. The cool looking figure, they both look good, more comic accurate figures. But again, the whole Jokerized theme, I wish McFarlane stuck with more comic version like this as opposed to Detective, which is fine. More like this. Not like Joker, which doesn't make sense. This is okay. This is fine. But this is best. So, just showing you how these two side by side. Here we have the Nightfall Batman next to Dark Knight Returns Batman. Let me know what you guys think. Have you gotten this figure? Do you plan on getting this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Batman, the Jokerized version, the Target exclusive gold label figure from the Dark Knight Returns, and on to the next one.